Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Passion for the Pastime here on a Monday, February 24th. We are chugging along. It is spring training in full swing, and yeah, I know some people are still pissed off about the about the rigged wheel that Tacky ended up winning some Giants tickets last weekend, but we'll continue to do some more giveaways as the podcast grows, as our community grows. I'll continue to give away some much needed prizes and maybe give away some things that I no longer need at this house, like a 65-inch TV. If you guys want me to pull up the wheel and include the 65-inch TV in the drawing, I'll gladly do so. But what's up, everybody, and welcome in. And damn it, you know what? I've been sitting here for 5 minutes. But let me get ahead of it really quickly because, and I knew it. My microphone was not on. Now we're good to go. The microphone is working. Rockin', I beat you to it. You didn't have to tell me that my mic wasn't working. I figured it out all by myself because I'm a big boy. I'm a grown adult. But what's up, everybody? Welcome on back to Passion for the Pastime here on a Monday, getting you ready for this week of spring training games. A lot of fun here. Passion for the Pastime. My name is Walter Cabeceta. If this is your first time here, welcome in. Make sure you just subscribe, hit the like button, and set your notifications because we go live every Monday through Thursday for the moment, trying to get those Fridays worked out. But Monday through Thursday during the off season, at 6 o'clock, and we'll have minor adjustments as we get into the start of the regular season, which for the Giants is March 27th. March 27th for the Giants. For Major League Baseball, it is March 18th with the Cubs and the Dodgers in the Tokyo series. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. A lot of Japanese stars in that game, but 27th of March is when the season kicks off for your orange and black in Cincinnati. So it's going to be a lot of fun just to go back to Cincinnati. Remember the Blake Snell no-hitter came out of nowhere, or not really nowhere, because Blake Snell was really dealing at that time in the season. He was on fire. He was electric. But now who cares? Who cares about Blake Snell? Because he's now rocking orange or blue and Dodger blue. I was going to say blue and blue. Dodger blue, whatever. Let's erase that from our memory. Blake Snell, not a forever Giant. He is a crappy Dodger. But what's up, everybody? Welcome on in. It was a lot of fun. Over the weekend, we saw a lot of baseball. I'm talking about Giants opening day. We got to figure out who the hell is going to be on this on this roster, man. I mean, you're starting to see a couple of guys start off camps really strong, right? I mean, it's only 4 games. It's 2 full squad games and then 2 split squad games earlier today, with the Giants taking on the Rockies at Scottsdale Stadium with Verlander on the mound, and then in Tempe, which is where we'll get out to a little bit and talk about our guy Marco Luciano, who will also be in the lineup tomorrow, as well as Bryce Eldridge. Those are your big bats that are making a splash here in the early goings of spring training. So I'll get everybody's thoughts on that. But we're going to be joined here in a few minutes by our guy, Danny Dunn. It's a Dunn day on a Monday. We're going to keep doing that. I told you guys the last time I talked to Danny that we were going to make it a weekly thing, and this is the first time. We're going to do a weekly hit. We'll see how weekly it is. It just depends on Danny's mood. I'm just waiting for Danny to put his pants on. He's in the green room just walking around butt at. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's not doing that. He is not doing his best Greg Papa impression. But what's up, everybody? Welcome on back to Passion for the Pastime. A lot of fun here, a lot of good storylines to break down going into this first, I guess, official full week of spring training, coming off of the 2 games of the weekend where we saw Bryce Eldridge just hit a towering shot, 110 miles per hour exit velocity and 450-foot bomb. And it was kind of crazy because we were talking about Spencer Jones, who he was that guy that hit the first tank of spring last year for the Yankees. And then, a couple of days, not even a couple of days, a couple of days later, because we talked about that, I think, on Thursday, our last show of the week last week. And Bryce Eldridge welcomes himself into the minds of Major League Baseball, of fans everywhere, not just the orange and black. And this dude hits a towering shot of 450 to dead center in Scottsdale Stadium. So we'll talk about that with Danny. We'll talk about some of the pitching showdowns that are going down, but we'll just go around. We'll BS. We'll have a good time. That's what we do here with Danny Dunn on a Dunn Day Mondays, right? Dunn Day Mondays, is that what we're going to call it, Danny? But then also what we're going to do is we're going to do a Danny Dunn's double play, where we'll get into some highlights, right? And maybe some lowlights, maybe some shots to the Dodgers. We'll have to see what the season brings us, because as one of our good friends, Marty Lurie, says, it's a mosaic. You never know what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and go out to the YouTube chat really quickly before I welcome in Danny Dunn, who is waiting patiently. And Danny is no stranger to me talking endlessly. He has years of practice working with Greg Papa. But let's go ahead and go back on out to the YouTube chat really quickly. You guys are calling a protest. I appreciate it and I respect it. I would protest it as well. Where is Tacky, by the way? He takes the tickets and run. I don't see him anywhere. Let's see. Blake Smell, we don't love them hoes. Hell yeah, AJ. Respect that one for sure. We don't love them hoes at all. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yes, AJ, a Monday Dunn Day. That's what we're doing here. The Dundees. You got, yeah, well, we'll do that at the end of the year, Danny. We'll do Dundees. We'll have to come up with categories. Everybody in the YouTube chat can chime in on what those categories should be at the end of the year. So Danny's so whipping it around. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what Danny does all the time. So let's go ahead and get on in here. Mike Val, don't read me, Walter. It's all negativity. All right, thanks for the heads up, Mike. Really appreciate it, man. So I'm just gonna go ahead and block you now. Not going to read any more of your. No, I'm just kidding, Mike. Keep them coming, man. Keep them coming for sure. Let's see what else we got going on. What about Eldridge this weekend? We will definitely get into that, Lori. Just wanted to check in with everybody. So Lori, Mike, AJ, rocking. I think that's the bulk of it. We got R. Galvin in here as well. Pat H. Waiting for Victor Stevenson to come in here. I don't know if Victor's in here, but what's up, Victor? I know he was talking about what the hell was going on Saturday. I was playing a video game, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. But without further ado, let's welcome in my guy. It's Danny Dunn Days. Dunn Day on a Monday. Danny Dunn coming in. What's up, Danny?
What's up, Walt? Can you
I
hear
don't
me?
see you. Hold on. Where the hell are you? There you are. What's up, Danny? There it is. I heard you. I don't know if everyone else heard you, but I heard you, and I didn't see you.
Yeah, I don't think they heard me at the first time, but I think they got me now, right?
Yeah, we got you now, bro. We got you now. Well, thank you for stopping by the podcast. Really appreciate it, as always. And as I mentioned, we're going to be doing Danny Dunn Days on a Monday, right? We're going to keep doing that every week when we get into the regular season for sure, right?
Manic Monday, Manic Dunn Days, as they say, you know.
Manic Dunn Days. All right, dude, I love it.
We need a theme song or something for that.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get an open, we'll get a theme song, we'll get it all going, dude. We'll get streamers going everywhere. Yeah,
I will not be whipping it around though. That's your thing on Wednesdays.
No, you can't whip it out. You can't whip it out, Danny. You leave the whipping out to me. All right, let's do that. But so Danny, really quickly, because we were talking and you were trying to position your camera oh so perfectly. But I did get a look around your room. Go ahead and grab it because you said that I was gonna forget. So go ahead and grab it off of the wall real quick and show everybody what you have. Because my guy Danny is he's a huge comic movie guy, right? I mean, Marvel over DC. Danny, is that what we're doing?
In the movie universe over the past 20 years or so, I'd probably go Marvel Cinematic Universe was great, but As you probably know, as you probably grew up as well on Batman.
Oh, dude, for sure.
The Batarang here. It's a little sharp.
Look at that. That's like authentic chat. I brought this up because I need to, like, this is Danny Dunn, Rock a New Era, saying that Danny is a savage. I want to say that might have a couple bodies on it. He did a really good job at cleaning and wiping off the blood, but
yeah, I think I got all the red off.
I think Danny can kill somebody with that.
Walter was telling me earlier that I should throw it and try to catch it, and I was like, nah, I don't think that's such a good idea, Walt.
Yeah, no, it looks really sharp, and Rocket New Era is encouraging this vigilante behavior. He's saying throw it to the wall and see what happens.
I have often wanted to do that where it sticks to the wall like Batman's actually does.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Don't want to damage the wall.
Yeah, no, you don't want to damage the walls, man. For sure. Well, and then this leads me to my next question. Where were you the day that my car got broken into? Because Rockin' New Era is trying to deflect some of the heat that was on him, but he said maybe it was Danny that broke Walter's window with the Batarang.
I would have to be reminded of the exact date that your window got.
Okay. Well, you're not starting off good, Danny. That's not a good alibi. Oh, let me remember. What day was that again?
I could tell you where I was Saturday when you were doing God knows what on the live stream.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're on to me, Danny. You're on to me. I was drinking and playing games. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You were where? You were at Top Golf?
I was at Top Golf in San Jose. Is the first time I've ever been to Top Golf. I did not realize that you needed a reservation, otherwise you're going to be waiting for a while.
Oh, all right. How long did you wait?
We waited about an hour and a half. I went with a couple of friends.
Lord.
And yeah, it was we drank, but then we finally got up and our Top Golf was on the bottom floor, so that wasn't very fun, but actually getting to swing the clubs was pretty cool experience, and they have different games you can play if you've ever been. I don't know if you've been there.
I've been to Top Golf, actually. Funny and true story. I don't know if it's really funny. I mean, it's just a story of how we got to Top Golf. Anyways, really quickly before I get into that, Danny, Mike Val saying that we're having a group axe throwing day. Are you in?
Ooh, maybe. Are you going?
I mean, yeah, it's a group, it's a collective. I can't not be there if it's a group from Passion for the Pastime. I can't not be there.
When he said we're having a group axe throwing day, I wasn't sure if that meant
it's the collective we. It's the royal we. It's all of us. All of us are included.
Do you guys get together every week, Walt? Is that what's going on?
No, that is not what happened. But me, Rockin, and AJ got together last week. Or was it last weekend? Or maybe it was 2 weekends ago. We got together at Del Cielo, which, Danny, I think we still got to go, man. We haven't gone out to Del Cielo yet. When the weather gets a little better, we'll definitely get on out there. But going back to Top Golf really quickly before we lose everybody, but we'll get into some Giants baseball talk in general. But Top Golf, the first time that I ever went to the Top Golf, I want to say, is in Rockland. Is it in Rockland? Is it in Roseville? Is it in Elk Grove? Like, it's kind of in that Sacramento hub area. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not. I've never been to Top Golf.
All right.
Period. Before last weekend. I'm not familiar with all the locations. I know that they just opened one in Burlingame next to me.
Yeah. So that one's brand new, brand spanking new. I want to say that there's one up near like Sacramento, because the reason why I remember this, and I remember that it took a while to get there, was because it was my Hannah's cousin's birthday, and I don't remember what birthday it was. Maybe it was a 30th birthday. I don't remember whose birthday it was, but the point of it is
It looks like
Roseville. Okay, so Roseville. So you know where we live, right? Or where I used to live was in Antioch, but we went to Concord. So you know how far Concord is from Roseville, right?
What is it, like an hour and a half?
It's probably like an hour and 15 minutes. Anyways, we got into a party bus. From Concord. From Concord to Top Golf in Roseville or wherever it is. And it was called the Twerkinator, by the way.
The Twerkinator.
It was called the Twerkinator. I kid you not. It was called the Twerkinator. It was incredible. I have pictures. I'll have to find them on my phone. But yeah, it was the Torquinator. It was with friends and family, all the cousins and everything, pretty much. And me and Hannah, we got a little crazy. I had a well. So look, see, and this was I don't remember how long ago this was, but I grabbed a hydro flask.
Oh boy.
And filled it with was it Jameson? She's like, why are you telling this story? It's just my story of Topgolf. Anyway,
it's all relevant to Giant Spring.
It's all relevant. It's all relevant because Hennessy, Jameson, it all goes back to Greg Papa, and then we'll talk about him and reconnect on that. But yeah, the Torquinator, right? That it was the Torquinator. The Torquinator,
and you had your hydro flask,
and I had the hydro flask, and I filled it with literally like a whole bottle of I think it was Hennessy, or might have been Jameson, or might have been actually Jack Daniels. I don't remember what it was. It was
for the whole bus, right? Not just a
no. It was my own personal drink, and it was not a good choice. It was not. I didn't drink all of it. I'll just tell everybody that I did not drink all of it. But yeah, no, that hydro flask, I don't think I ever used it for water ever again.
You just threw it away. You're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, it was bad because after a while, like, and of course, like I left the hydro flask like in the car, and then it just stayed with alcohol for a little bit. And yeah, once you open it and then you try to clean it as many times, it just still smelled like alcohol. You couldn't put water in it anymore. So I was just like, all right, man, like that's it for the hydro flask.
Yeah, that's
anyways, that's my Topgolf story because I don't even remember getting. No, I'm just kidding. I remember it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Topgolf. I think I did Topgolf in Vegas with my cousins. I'm not entirely sure. I know we talked about it, but I don't remember if we actually ended up doing it. But no, Topgolf is a lot of fun. Definitely not the virtual reality one because there's a couple of places that have Topgolf and advertise it, but they're like virtual Topgolf, and it's like that's not the point. Like, why are you going to that?
It's not the same. I need to feel that I hit the ball. You know.
Yeah.
I need to actually see where it went. I need to be able to laugh at my friends if they don't hit it correctly.
Yeah, you got to see. You got to see the ball. You got to hit the ball, and that is our perfect segue. Thank you for that, Danny. Let's get back on track, man. Let's get into some Giants baseball talk here, because spring training and actually really quickly before we start talking about this year's spring training. You were out at spring training last year, weren't you? Didn't you go for a weekend?
Yeah, that was my first time out to Arizona for spring training. My sister has a house out there, so I was able to stay with her. So I didn't have to pay those outrageous hotel prices for spring training. But yeah, it was super fun. We were out. I went out with my sister and my brother-in-law. We went to old town Scottsdale, got some memorabilia for everyone back at the station at the time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got to see the press box. It was, not very lively in there, but got to see George Lund covering the Giants for the first time. That was pretty funny.
Hell yeah, you saw George Lund there too?
Dude, I was like, who is this guy? He looks so familiar. And I was like, oh, John, that's funny.
He looks so familiar. Who does he look like? And then you realize, and you're like, oh my God, he's John's twin. He looks just like John Lund.
Yeah, there's nothing like being at spring training, man. I mean, it's so energetic, like everyone's happy to be there. Everyone's just glad that baseball's back. I know I was glad baseball was back. I saw our guy Cole LaPelt there. He was just
Cole LaPelt was out. Oh yeah, because why was he in Arizona?
He was just there going to one of the games. Yeah, I guess he asked for time off. So
freaking Cole LaPelt, look at that, man. Yeah, no, spring training. Yeah, go ahead.
Thing is, though, you do have to keep your eye out for foul balls. This one lady got right to the face. It was rough. Luckily, the hospital is right across the street there. But
did she survive? Did you follow up? Like, I need details, Danny. Is she all right?
I think that she's all right. She did walk on her own volition with the
all right.
with the medics, but
that's a good sign.
I didn't want to look at her face though. It was gushing.
Oh my God, she was bleeding.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking clocked her in the.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, no, and you're spot on, right? Because I mean, maybe at that time they had the netting, right? They had the netting down there, or do they not have the netting at Scottsdale?
I don't think that they have netting, or if they do, it's only for the like
It's only
direct
for like
behind.
the immediate like third base to first base line, and then that's it.
Definitely where I was sitting, there was no netting because my sister kept yelling at me to get off my phone. She's like, "Did you see what just happened?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be fine."
Okay, so Danny sees a woman get clocked in the face, blood gushing from her, and the first thing that he's like, "Oh man, I gotta tweet this out. I gotta let everybody know what just happened."
Yeah,
You're not paying attention to the game at all.
I could hear the crack of the bat. If I hear that, I'm looking up. All right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's not enough time. That's not enough time. No, the balls do get on you quickly. Baseballs get on you quickly. Got to specify there. Hey now. Yeah, no, I remember the first time. I think it was the first year that I went to spring training, and I ended up catching. I don't have the ball with me. It's somewhere in this area. It might be actually downstairs on the coffee table. But it was a Pablo Sandoval ground ball that apparently it started coming our direction, and then it bounced and skipped, and it had a nasty jump from when it bounced on the clay, on the dirt, and it jumped, and then you just see a wave of people just part like the Red Sea, and then I see the ball just coming right at my face, dude. And more importantly, actually, it was going towards Hannah's face. So I reached out and I caught it with my baseball glove. I felt like a hero at that point. Yeah,
saving the day.
Yeah, she took me to Sugar Bowl after that. Got me a ice cream sundae.
Very nice. Very nice.
Like the good boy that I am. Yes, she chimes in. You saved my life. Yeah, no, and the fact that it's so funny because she loved Pablo growing up. And by the way, shout out Pablo. Blowing bubbles right here. Pablo Gnome, Mr. Sandoval.
We need him to be there on opening day, man. At the home opener where Verlander's going to pitch. We need them to have a moment.
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's going to happen at one point. It's definitely going to happen at one point. But she loved Pablo Sandoval, and the fact that a Pablo Sandoval ground ball almost took her out. I think it's telling. I think it's telling. I don't know what it means, but
to get that bad boy signed or what?
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'll have to ask Pablo. But yeah, when he goes out there to harass Justin Verlander, who's on the Giants now, I got to get your thoughts on that because I don't know if we have spoken since then. But I'll get your thoughts on Justin Verlander. He just pitched earlier today, gave up a solo home run in the first inning, but really settled down. And really, I mean, how much do we really care about what they do? I mean, they're getting their work in as long as they come out of it and they're not injured. Let me knock on wood. As long as they get through their reps and kind of just keep moving forward, that's fine by me. I don't really care too much what these guys are doing, but something that we're caring about, man. We got to switch the gears. We got to talk about the offense. You were talking about eye to ball, right? And just swinging it. Bryce Eldridge just he put on a massive showing in his first game in spring training, and this guy has come in and he's looking like a pro. Like he's not fazed by the lights, and obviously it's spring training, so it's a little bit different. But just being at big league club, being at major league spring training, this guy is just unflappable. Is what Susan Slusser said earlier this morning. Is that he's unflappable? Like nothing can get to this kid. So let me say, have you seen the home run yet, Danny?
I have seen the home run. It was one of the first notifications I got over the weekend when regarding the Giants was like Bryce Eldridge's home run. It's like, I was like, wait a minute, isn't it first game? Huh? Okay. All right. I'm excited here. Yeah. Screw bringing him up in the middle of the year. Let's see him right out of camp here. What do you think?
Dude, yeah, I know. No, it gets you excited. It gets you thinking for sure, because you go into it, and for those of you, I mean, everybody that's in this YouTube chat probably has already seen Bryce Eldridge's home run, but this is part of Danny Dunn's double play, right? This is going to be one of the plays that we'll highlight. So this will be the one without John Miller's call, rather, and then we'll play the one with John Miller's call. But what'd you say, Danny?
Pelota.
Adios, pelota. Yeah, no, dude. So this is going to be Bryce Eldridge just hitting the cover off the ball, 110 off the bat, 450 feet to dead center in Scottsdale. But let's go ahead and pull it up and let everybody see it. Jesus, man. And let me go ahead and track it back really quickly because I don't know if the audio does it justice, but hear the sound of the bat, dude. Jesus, it sounds like a gun went off.
Yeah, you hear the crowd explode. Oh,
yeah, dude. Yeah, after that, yeah. Sorry, I took away the listenership of that, but look at this. Yeah, listen to the crowd too. Whoa!
Led by Marcus.
Everybody's like, damn!
Rangers fans are going, who the hell is that?
Yeah, nah, dude. Yeah, if you listen closely, you can hear Marcus Boucher say, "That's a Bryce bomb." Like just start yelling it. I don't know. I just made it up. But no, man. Seeing that from Bryce Eldridge, and part of Danny's double play, dude, it is just incredible to see the amount of power because a lot of scouts are talking about Bryce Eldridge and they're projecting because it's a 20 to 80 scale, right? And like some experts have him projected at 80, so they're like he's at the top of the class. I've seen a lot of 70s, but I've seen a couple of 80s as far as projections. So it's like, dude, and then you see it on display. Yeah, why not give this kid a shot?
Yeah, don't do the Brandon Belt of a decade ago where you yo-yo him and you put him in the outfield and stuff. Just start him over Lamont Wade just out of the get-go. There's no need to fool around, you know. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, no. Seriously, I mean, and here's the thing, because Mike Val jumped in earlier, and we'll continue to include everybody in the YouTube chat. It's not just me and Danny talking here. So if you guys want to jump in on the conversation, or if you guys want to get in on the conversation for the cruise line, it is up and available. So you guys can definitely go ahead and give us a phone call. We'll take your calls as well. And if you guys want to have anything to say about Bryce Eldridge and what the Giants should potentially do moving into the regular season, you know, when you look to what Mike Val said, and I just lost it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Mike Val chiming in on Bryce Eldridge. Dude jumped 4 levels and played fall ball. He earned a fair shot at an opening day roster. That's just my truth. I hear what Mike is saying, and we all get excited, right? I mean, we're starting to see this new toy, and we see what the prospect is, but also we've seen what happens to guys that get called up too quickly, right? And I feel like it affects a hitter much more than it does a pitcher in certain ways. So just looking at that, I mean, yeah, he jumped up a lot of levels. Now, was him jumping up through the levels, was it warranted? I mean, we have to also look at him making the jump from double A to triple A. That was solely a move for him just to get ABs, right? So, I mean, you look at the trajectory, was that also like the way that he was being manipulated? Was that a way, like a last ditch effort for Farhan to save his job last year? Or was he legitimately going through, I think it's a little bit of both, like a little bit of both worlds on that, right? But right. Bryce Eldridge, I mean, you mentioned there, man, like talking about Lamont Wade Jr. and talking about Wilmer Flores. It's like, yeah, we'd much rather see the younger kid that could do it. But also,
and that was the biggest discussion last year, right? Was Tyler Fitzgerald. Are we going to see extended playing time from him? Elliot Ramos, is he here to stay? Luis Matos, Marco Luciano. It's like doing it again with Eldridge this year. It's like, I'd like to just see them commit to it, you know, especially if it's a season where you're not expecting, you know, like World Series or bust, you know, it's like the Dodgers. you have a little flexibility to play around a little.
Yeah. I mean, you have the flexibility to do it, but should they operate in that way? Like, should they call him up? Because again, he hasn't had more than 20 games above double A. So it's like you want to just throw him in there. And I mean, we have to remember the situation too. It's the first games of spring training, right? I mean, the guy that he hit the home run off of, is he ever going to be in the major leagues? I don't know who it was. And maybe he is a major leaguer. I can't really speak to that, but I'm just saying the level of competition at this stage of spring training. Now, if he's doing this continually, like if he hits 10 bombs in as many games, or if he hits 10 bombs in 15, like we're in the middle of spring training, then maybe you start to think about it. But I think it's also going to be a judge of what he can do with his glove. I think that's the biggest hang up, because you've heard about, his deficiencies with the glove is that he's not too well equipped with the glove at first base. So if he can pick it up, and I'll go ahead and show you this video exclusive from Justice De Los Santos of the Mercury News, and we'll have Justice on at some point on the podcast as well. But he has some video of Bryce Eldridge fielding some ground balls. So let's just take a look really quick and see how we feel about it. Should I stop it there, or should I continue the video?
Were you just cherry picking the?
Hold on, let's start it over. Let's give him a fair shot. Start it over. Give him a fair shot. Wasn't great. Didn't look like a bad hop either. Just couldn't backhand it.
What you didn't show is that he caught the 10 before that, and then.
Yeah, no. That's why I'm showing the rest of the video. Because look, he caught that one. He got good job. Let's clap for him. There goes my guy JT Snow right there. By the way, JT and Wotus. That's a good pick. Go Bryce. Getting excited about watching him play. Just field ground balls. Hell yeah! Look at that. Look at that backhand.
Come now.
Oh, I think he has another one. One more. We're doing one more. He's gonna do it. This is exciting stuff. Look at that. Look at that stretch. Lamont Wade Jr. ain't doing that. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, we got one more? Look at that. Look at Bryce. Get it done.
Walt Huey's in the chat now, and you're showing him videos of balls getting picked there.
Oh, yeah. Huey's getting all hot and bothered now watching balls get picked, for sure.
Huey ain't no punk bitch.
Yeah, Huey ain't no punk bitch. Okay, real quick, as you're talking about the YouTube chat, Tacky acknowledged my. All right, I acknowledged it, Tacky. I saw it in there. It was a little late. It was a late one for you. Later than usual.
Shit earlier.
What?
He must have heard you talking shit earlier.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. Tacky's ears are constantly ringing whenever 6 o'clock comes around. Captain America for review. We'll get into that a little bit later, Huey. But apparently you liked it, and Danny, I don't think this Danny really cared for it. But we'll get into it. We'll get into that a little bit later as we get into it. But looking back at Bryce Eldridge, just seeing obviously the first one, he didn't pick it, but it's going. My point of showing that is that it's going to be a learning process for him, and that's going to be the biggest thing. Now, do you want him to be on the major league roster to be a DH? Like how beneficial is that for him to be a DH at this point in his career, where we kind of already know like he has the confidence of being a big league hitter right now. I mean, he's showing a lot of confidence. I think that he should probably start in the minors, and that's just me. I mean, it's an unpopular opinion. I know we all see this new toy and we want to play with it so badly, but we have to be realistic and kind of temper our expectations. I would love to see him on the opening day roster. And if he continues to produce at a high level, then we can start talking about it. But first and foremost, like JT Snow's out there for a reason. Like he's getting these lessons by one of the greatest first basemen for the Giants in quite some time. I mean, obviously Brandon Belt was really good defensively, so don't take that away from number 9. But just looking at Bryce Eldridge, he has a lot of growing to do, especially on the defensive side. That's why I say, let him take his time, let him figure it out, so that when it is time, it's not an elevator dance. It's not up and down. He's here to stay.
Right. And I think I trust this staff a little bit more than the previous regime as far as their analysis of if he's ready or not. If they say he needs a little more seasoning in AAA, come start of the season, I trust them. And then he'll probably tear it up there and be up in no time if that's what happens. But kind of reminds me of Marco Luciano's situation, eh?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great transition there, Danny, because a Marco Luciano situation. Yeah, the Giants, I guess, have a tendency of drafting guys that can potentially hit and can't play defense. so
If only there was a position we could fill for that.
yeah, if only there was a position. What in the world can we do?
Damn, being in the National League.
Yeah, if only there was a position where all you had to do was swing the bat. But so when you look at Marco Luciano, and that's a great segue into our next clip here, Danny. Marco Luciano, this kind of is like, I don't think this is a year to say like this is it for him. Like this is I mean, I feel like it is a prove it year, but I don't think like, oh, this is his last chance, because he's still young, right? I mean, he's still young and still growing, but he is someone that, you know, with his defensive deficiencies, he wasn't able to perform at a high level at the plate, right? And that was a lot of things that, you know, everyone was saying, oh, his bat plays at the major league level, and he's ready. But then when the defense started, you know, being an issue and being blaringly obvious, you can tell that he was lost at the plate. And I don't know if that's just, you know, confidence, because that plays a big role, or if, you know, he had too many, you know, ears or too many voices in his ear, or if there was something where, I mean, the pressure of performing, because we remember the previous regime, if you didn't perform in 2 days, you were sent back down. So it's like you have that kind of
game, and you might be
yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy. So, looking at Marco Luciano, I mean, getting the glove better, and now he's playing in the corner outfields, and we'll have to see how that goes. He's had a couple of balls out to him, and he's had good routes. So maybe he just has to get comfortable, right? So we'll have to see what ends up happening with Marco Luciano. But the other part of it, and what he can potentially do, is his bat. And let me just show you. Let me pull up the video here. This is the second play of Danny's double play. This is earlier today in Tempe against the Angels, and Marco Luciano doing it big with the bat.
Next delivery, that's lifted high in the air. That ball's hit well out into center field, and Dell's going back, and that ball is gone.
Did you guys see where that hit? Hold on. Let me go back real quick.
Look at that swing.
Look at that swing. It's beautiful. I'll just keep hitting it.
Not as many woes in the Angels home camp. But.
Right. It hit the top. I paused it a little too soon. It hit the top of the hitter's eye. Literally, like maybe it was like a couple of inches from the top. This dude has real power, and if he can harness that, I mean, hell, we were joking about, oh man, if only there was a position that, you know, they didn't have to play defense and they could just swing the bat. There is an opening for DH. Not saying that that's where Marco Luciano figures to get in all the time, but I'm just saying there is an opening at DH where you can have, it's a competition probably between, you know, with I mean, Elliot Ramos, depending on what the fourth outfielder position is. But I mean, you look at Gerardo Encarnacion, you look at Luis Matos, you look at I mean, you want to put Brett Wisely at DH? Like what are we doing? But this guy has real power, man. I would love to see Marco Luciano on this major league team.
Yeah, and I ultimately, I don't think left field is the spot for him. I think he will eventually just become a DH in the major leagues. I don't know. I think there was one I saw that he took a really bad angle on it over the weekend, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he looks, and then I think if he goes back down to Sacramento as he's expected to before the start of the season, I think he's going to be the starting left fielder down there, right?
Where was that? He's going to be a starting left fielder where?
In Sacramento, if he goes down.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, and he'll most likely. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how they end up figuring out that fourth outfielder spot, right? Because you know the three, at least for right now, because Elliot Ramos is dealing with the oblique strain, right? And I think that the hope is that he can get back to baseball activities or get back to baseball action, like game action, by next Tuesday. So we're talking about a week with Elliot Ramos. But you know, if he ends up starting a little slow, then that opens up the door for more more ABs in the outfield. But let's just say, like, just for argument's sake, the outfield looks like Elliot Ramos, it looks like Jung-Hoo Lee, and it looks like Mike Yastrzemski, right? So then you're going for, okay, who's going to be that fourth outfielder? Is it going to be Grant McCray, who also, we didn't even talk about him because we're talking about Marco Luciano and we're talking about Bryce Eldridge. Him and Patrick Bailey have also hit home runs. By the way, Jung-Hoo Lee, we mentioned him. I have it here. We'll play it in a little bit, but he hit a home run earlier today against the Rockies.
The
so
third double play.
yeah, the third play of Danny's
None
double
of
play.
these are none of which are double plays, actually.
Yeah,
But
no, none of them are double plays.
we could be getting someone.
But yeah, no, I mean, just looking at this outfield and looking at how they're swinging the bat, and again, you have to factor in, this is spring training, this is the Arizona heat, this is the Arizona weather. But you know, just looking at them getting their confidence up and them, you know, taking the right approach and seeing a little bit of power out of Jung-Hoo Lee does get you a little bit excited. But going back to the fourth outfielder conversation, Danny, it's just, you have Luis Matos, you have Grant McCray, you have Gerard Encarnacion, and then you also have Marco Luciano, who can potentially fix into that role. So with those four guys, those four being named, who would you be more willing to give a roster spot to opening day on the 26 man?
Okay, so you said McCray, Luciano,
Encarnacion, and Luis Matos.
Luis Matos. Okay. I think I'd be most inclined to give Luis Matos the fourth outfield spot.
Yeah.
And have him split time with Yaz in right field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the way that I would go. Now you can go the other way too and say, hey, Luis Matos needs some steady stream of at bats. We'll send him down to Sacramento to get him the time. I feel like they did that last year and it didn't really work. And they just kind of had him up and down the whole season. He had that amazing week in Colorado. Bring him up every Colorado series. But I would choose him as the fourth outfielder. If you had to go one more, I don't think I'd pick Luciano. I don't want Luciano in the outfield to start the season. Probably Encarnacion because he's also the DH.
Yeah,
he's also a good guy capable of that. So I think he would be the second option. And then McCray, I would not start in the major leagues. I'd have him as a backup option down the line.
Well, and then that's where it gets interesting, man. When you start looking at, well, what are the needs? What are the priorities for this Giants team moving forward, right? Because you can look at, with Luis Matos, it gives you a lot of upside with the bat, and he can play a decent, not a fantastic, not a Gold Glove, but he can play a decent outfield, right? And then you look to Grant McCray. Well, he has all that speed. If he can get on base, a big problem is that he can't get on base. But if he can get on base, then I mean it's green light, ready to go. Like, he can just steal bases left and right. But then you translate that to his defensive play. You have a pairing of Jung-Hoo Lee and Grant McCray, and I don't know who would be the better center fielder, but just have that in right field and in center field. I mean, dude, you're not going to drop a ball. It has to get out of the ballpark for these guys not to catch it. So you look at that factor, and then you look at Gerard Encarnacion. I mean, he really forced the envelope last year. It's going to be interesting to see a lot of metrics from translating from AAA to this season. Like the projections are saying that Gerard Encarnacion could be a breakout candidate this year if he gets regular ABs, right? So maybe he's that guy that fixtures in to the DH spot, and you can throw him out there in the outfield when you need Yaz to get a break or anything like that. So it just gets really interesting. And then you have the elephant in the room, or you don't know really where to put him, but he can play the outfield kinda. I don't think that the spot would be right field for Marco Luciano. It would be left field, and then you move Elliot Ramos over to right because he played right field pretty well before last year. So
I forgot who was it in right field. It was I think it was the series against the Reds where he gunned like 4 or 5 people out. Was that Matos?
It was Louis. No. It wasn't Luis Matos. It was Elliot Ramos.
It was Ramos. Okay.
Yeah, it was Ramos because I remember we did a Papa's playbook on that. And yeah, we did a Papa's playbook, and he played the carom off the wall perfectly and gunned out. I don't know who it was. Like, it might have been like Jonathan India or something like that. He gunned down whoever was going to third base. And then he did it again for somebody trying to stretch a single into a double, and he threw him out at second. And it's like, dude, yeah, the cannon was incredible.
It's like, if you know how to play right field at Oracle, you can play it anywhere.
Yeah, no. So it really gets interesting when you look to the outfield. It's going to be really interesting, man. I mean, the fourth out, again, it just comes down to what the priority is. I mean, I would love to see Marco Luciano get an opportunity. And I think that's all that it comes down to. I mean, let's get out to the YouTube chat really quickly. And I know, Danny, you're into the Warriors. Our guy Otis Bird chimed in earlier. Hey, what's up, Otis? Good to see you in here, man. As always fun. He did crush it. Luciano did crush it. But then he goes on to say that Luciano may be the Giants' version of Jonathan Kuminga. So much talent and potential. Would hate to see both teams give up on both of those guys. And it's really interesting because I think, I mean, obviously at this point, Jonathan Kuminga has shown more flashes than Marco Luciano has, right? I mean, Marco Luciano, his hype and all that is kind of from a couple of years ago, because he wasn't really doing too well in AAA during his time prior to like his call ups, right? And prior to him even being named the heir apparent to Brandon Crawford, he wasn't really showing a lot of flashes like a Jonathan Kuminga, but I can see where. Yeah, just to the talent and potential. I mean, damn.
Yeah, where it's like the Warriors still don't know how to use him, and he's in year 4 now. He's still coming.
Yeah, and then this is the thing, and this is all on. I mean, I would say that it's all on the previous regime with Marco Luciano. Is they didn't do right by him by acknowledging, hey, you're not a shortstop. Like, this should have happened. Like, I talked to Susan Slusser, I think it was last week, where I talked to Susan, and we were talking about the final roster, positions for the 26-man, and she said, unfortunately, the transition for Marco Luciano to make the roster this year, it came too late. Like, had this happened like a year or two ago with Marco Luciano, and they looked at his defensive play as like, you're not a shortstop, bro. That's not going to happen. And they tried to force it. If they would have started the transition of him going from shortstop to the outfield, then he might have a real case of making the 26-man roster, because he is athletic. He does have that ability, but it's like, it's a new position. Like, he has to figure out how to play it. But the fact that he's putting it together with the bat, I think tells you that he's playing with a different level of confidence, and that can go, as we saw with Luis Matos, that can go a long way. And I mean, no shot at Luis Matos, but I think Marco Luciano has a much higher ceiling than a Luis Matos.
Yeah, just tying it back into what you were saying about Farhan earlier about the fast tracking. I think that's why they stubbornly stayed with him at shortstop. It's because they were trying to line up the heir apparent for Brandon Crawford at the end of his career, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. And let's go back out to the YouTube chat really quickly, Danny. Good evening, everybody. Pine Needle. What's up, Pine Needle? I don't think I've seen Pine Needle in the YouTube chat here for Passion for the Pastime. So, dude, if it's your first time, what's up, Pine? Good to see you in here. And I hope you are enjoying the pod. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, man. We're on this Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock. Going to mix in Fridays at some point. But also, Lori Galvin is chiming in. I think we got into this conversation last time, Danny. But let's see if your answer has changed since then. Because I want to say, did you go, Logan? Who'd you go with last time?
I went low hanging fruit. I went Logan Webb.
All right.
Yeah, I believe I did. I'll go back and listen. But yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, please do. Like, I need all the listens I can get. Yeah,
that's really the only one God. I like the novelty of Verlander being on the team, but I wouldn't say he's my favorite player.
Right.
Who do we got? Adames just got here. He could be a fan favorite by June.
I think he's a fan favorite already.
Yeah,
I love the guy. That's my guy. That's my dude. I run with number 2. You know what I mean? Number 2.
Number 2.
Willie Adames. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Chapman. People
Yeah,
are
Chappie's good.
heralding
Yeah.
as like the best Giants third baseman, like ever. They're like,
Yeah. Yeah, well, don't say ever. Everybody's gonna come after you if you don't include. Yeah, if you don't include Matt Williams, they're gonna come for you, Danny.
I know Pedro Feliz, Edgardo Alfonso. It's a long list of.
Jeez, Edgardo Alfonso, you had to go there, huh? Jesus Christ!
Pablo, come on.
Pablo Sandoval, yeah, the Kung Fu Panda, yeah.
Yeah, Jung-Hoo Lee is a favorite. I love the chant at the ballpark. I can't wait to get that back this year.
Yep.
Just don't run into too many walls, all right? If it goes over your head, it goes over your head. You don't have to make every play.
Yeah, fight for another day, Jung-Hoo. No, but I honestly, when that happened and talking about it and seeing, because also like this is a huge spring for Jung-Hoo Lee, right? Because I mean, and it's great to see that he's swinging the bat the way that he is. He has a little bit of that power because now he might be expected to be the number 3 hitter. And I was talking to Susan before, and I was like, he doesn't really profile to be a number 3 hitter. So is that the Giants see that in him, that he hasn't gotten to that point to where he can provide a little bit of pop in that? He can drive in runs, or are they kind of trying to reinvent the wheel in a sense? Because he isn't your prototypical, 3 hitter. He doesn't really have the power that you would want out of a 3 hitter. But Jung-Hoo Lee, I mean, he's a gamer, man. I mean, the fact that he put, and we're talking about games in May, right? And obviously, he wants to go out there, he wants to compete, and he wants to put on a good first impression, especially that was at home, right, on Mother's Day. But I appreciate him putting his body on the line to try to catch a ball. It's that type of gamer mentality, and I feel like you pair that with, and you mentioned you pair that with a Matt Chapman, you pair that with a Logan Webb, you pair that with a Willie Adames, then you start building a clubhouse culture that I think we haven't had. Like even in the 2021 season when they won 107, there wasn't really like a culture. There wasn't really a heartbeat of the team that you gravitated towards, right? I mean, it was. I mean, Buster was still there, so it was kind of it was okay, but there wasn't really a culture there that we like. You can think of 2014. You can even go back to 2016. But you can go back to all those years and the success, and you can remember a heartbeat, a soul, a characteristic of that team.
2021 was the analytical culture.
It had no soul. It had no soul. It was literally just numbers and calculators. There was no soul to that team. I think that's why the 107, it was great. What was that, Danny?
The computer says Lamont Wade needs to hit 4.
Oh no, Jesus, yeah, no, we don't need none of that. But we're gonna get him hitting leadoff, so that'll be great. But yeah, man. I mean, just going back to this question, your favorite player, I do think that this year and compared to other years, there's a lot of candidates. There's a lot of candidates for potential fan favorites going into 2025, depending on who's on the 26 man. But even I mean, just looking at the spring training roster, there's a lot of guys that you root for now. Yeah.
And even out of the bullpen, some people might like Ryan Walker and his funky delivery.
Yeah.
Favorite, because, some people's favorites during the World Series runs were closers. Your Sergio Romos and the Beards, the Ryan Wilson and the Beards. Hell, maybe people like Casilla the most, Who's your favorite player? Is it Webb?
My favorite? No, I mean, I was kind of joking, but then not really. But he hasn't played a game in a Giants uniform. But Willie Adames, I just feel like he brings a different culture, a similar culture that Matt Chapman brought, right? So if I had to pick, because pitchers for me, I mean, I loved Matt Cain. I loved Tim Lincecum. You loved, Madison Bumgarner. You loved those guys, right? And not a slight to Logan Webb. I love what Logan Webb does, and I love his mentality. He's a fucking dog on the mound. But just the swagger of a Willie Adames, the swagger of a Matt Chapman kind of sway me, but it's kind of like that's the three-headed monster for me.
Guy, that's what it is.
I'm an everyday player guy. Yeah, that's true. I like to root for someone that's out there every day. That is a fact.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad that we're probably going to get a lot more of that this year.
Well, I mean, dude, look around the diamond, right? I mean, let's go through the positions. Catcher, Patrick Bailey. He's going to get hopefully he gets 130. Hopefully he gets 130 games played.
Huff just hit a home run, and I was like, no, please, please, nobody talk about him. Like, it's just.
Yeah, no, we'll see. I mean but that's also a really intriguing part of the roster construction, right? Is you have to have a backup catcher. You have to have a backup catcher.
Me knowing his name is like, oh boy, we're in for it.
Sam Huff, Max Stassi, right?
Tom Murphy, if he ever gets back.
Well, Tom Murphy, I think I'm kind of giving up on him already. I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy. He's been on the team for over a year, and we've seen him for like a week. So I don't know what's going on, but okay. So Patrick Bailey, you figure he's gonna get more than 80% of the games, right? He's gonna play more than 80%, or maybe around 80% of the games.
We'll hold off on first base for now.
Hold off on first base because we know that that's a platoon. We know that that's Lamont Wade Jr., but it could potentially be Bryce Eldridge if he gets the glove right. But then looking outside of that, everyone else is pretty much everyday guys. You have Matt Chapman. You have Fitz at second. You have Matt Chapman at third. You have Willie Adames at short. You got Elliot Ramos. You have Jung-Hoo Lee. And then you have so it's just that right side of the field, the first base and right field that's in a platoon system. But I mean, hey, if we start to see Luis Matos a little bit more, maybe he can take that on. Maybe it's a Grant McCray that takes over everyday duty because Mike Yastrzemski, this is probably going to be his last year with the team. Because I believe this was yeah, dude. I feel like this was his his last year of arbitration. So they agreed to it, $9 million. I think it's his last year. I kind of hope that it's his last year. But we'll have to see. I have to look up the arbitration years, but I'm pretty sure that this is Mike Yastrzemski's last year of arbitration, and he's not going to be on the team next year.
Yeah, can I say one thing that stood out to me over the weekend? I heard Alex Pavlovich talking about it, and he was talking. I guess he did he had some post game comments with Hayden Birdsong, where Hayden Birdsong's velocity was up to like 98 this spring, which was just harder than he's been throwing.
Yep. And
his quote was, "To throw hard, you have to throw hard."
Wait, to go hard, you have to throw hard?
No, just to throw hard, you have to throw hard.
Oh, all right. I was like, hey man, that's wisdom. That's wisdom beyond his years. He understands. To throw hard, you have to throw hard. No.
with the exit of Blake Snell, we need someone with some soundbite material to.
We do. I mean, it might turn into Verlander. I mean, he's kind of been quick with it. He's been a pleasure with the media. He's had a couple of good sound clips. I don't know if you saw his opening presser, but he came in and he said his name. You know how if I take Lori off the screen. Sorry, Lori. If I take Lori off the screen, you see how ours say Danny Dunn and Waleezy. His said Kate Upton's husband. Yeah,
I remember that.
Or actually, no, I don't think it said Kate Upton's husband. I think it just said Kate Upton.
It just said Kate Upton. And
yeah, and then some dude from NBC started laughing and making comments on it. It's like, bro, your mic's on. it's like, come on, dude. Like everybody heard it. I'll have to pull up that video at some point. But yeah, man, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see this team and how they evolve, because we were talking about Bryce Eldridge a lot today, and that's kind of the future, right? And really quickly before I get on out of here, I'm going to play this clip from the morning show. It was on Friday. They right off the rip, right at 6:00. Murph and Marcus. Yeah, Murph and Marcus. They say hello, by the way, Danny. They say hello to Dangerous Dan. But Bryce Eldridge, he was on at 6:00, and this is, talking about his unflappable demeanor to where he has just enormous amount of confidence, and he knows the role and he knows what he wants to accomplish. So I feel like he's ahead of the game as far as, based on his age, that he's well beyond his years. But this is just Bryce Eldridge talking with Murph and Marcus last week when they were down in Scottsdale, talking about him potentially making a push for the major league club.
Is it a personal goal for you to try to make the big league roster this year?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I'm not going to set a date. I'm not going to set a time, but at some point this year, I want to earn my way up there and force their hand to bring me up there because, like I said earlier, that's the main goal for me, and I don't want to sit around in the minors. I want to be able to make an impact on the big league team and on the city as soon as possible. So I want to help those guys win some games. So I'm ready to go.
I love it. Promote the man right now.
Yeah, just start spring training. The end spring training. We don't need to see anything else. Have him start on the opening day roster. Two things, really quickly. If I go back to Bryce Eldridge, let me open this up. First of all, me and him are kind of rocking the same hair. Here, sticking out the back. My hair is backwards, but you see it right here, Danny. You see it flowing out the back. Yeah, so we're rocking the same hair. But dude, he has pipes. I love to hear him talk. Was that weird for me to say? Just love to hear him talk.
He already sounds like a seasoned vet in the mic, and he's showing up at 6 a.m. to.
I know. Look at this kid. He shows up at 6 a.m. and then at 8:30 he's out there on the field taking ground balls with JT Snow and Ron Wotus.
What a guy!
What a stud! I can't wait for him to be on the major league roster. Yeah, now you're talking me into it, Danny. I want to see him on the opening day roster. Yeah, for sure.
Now when you see Lamont Wade on opening day, you're gonna be like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. And speaking of Lamont Wade, Otis Bird did chime in when we were talking about the heart and soul or the characteristic of a team or the pulse of a team, right? How the culture is kind of changing with this 2025 team. Late night Lamont. I think it's time for me to go. Late night Lamont was part of the soul of 2021, but yeah, the team didn't really have personality. And I would say that. I mean, that was Lamont's coming out party, right? I mean, that was him really making a splash. I saw late night Lamont. I coined his name. I was the first to call him Late Night Lamont. Did you know, John? But yeah, no, man. I mean, this team, I think it has the potential. Obviously, are they going to make the playoffs? That remains to be seen. But I think that this is in an upward trajectory for this Giants team. And, I think that goes a long way. I mean, yeah, would it be nice to get into the postseason? Yes, it would. I think that they have a realistic shot at it. I don't think that, all these other teams are going to be running away with it. I mean, I think that they'll compete, and that's something that in years past, all the other teams didn't really have a heartbeat to it. I mean, there was a little bit last year, but there was only so much that you can do past the injuries, so much that you can do without not having Blake Snell for a third of the season. There's only so much that you can do when you only have Matt Chapman, being that force in the lineup. So
yeah, last year there was a little infusion of hope with Bob Melvin coming in and Matt Chapman get signed. And then this year, you're adding to that. You could see them building in the proper direction.
Yeah. So it's a really good trajectory. Really quickly, Danny, while I still have you, we're still talking Giants. Before I let you go, and we'll get a movie review before you get on out of here for Captain America. But
Huey's long gone; he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, Huey's long gone. No, he's lurking. I think Huey's still lurking around. But really quickly, so we talked a lot about the offense. We talked about the everyday guys that you're gonna have, and mainly it's pretty much every position that's locked up, other than the platoons in right field and first base. Now, the same thing can kind of be said about the pitching rotation, right? The pitching rotation, you got Logan Webb that's going to be starting his fourth opening day, and I believe that's tied with Tim Lincecum for a number of opening days, and he's only behind Madison Bumgarner and Juan Marichal in that category.
By the way, I heard Papa the other day.
Yeah.
Why is he starting opening day? Why doesn't he start the home opener?
Yeah, the home opener is more important. Like,
hey,
what?
Come on.
You know what's so funny? What's so funny? He said that, and then and then we went to the break, and I said, "Dude, what do you mean? It's opening day. Who cares about the home opener?" He's like, "Oh, come on. What do you mean, Walter? It's the home opener."
He's like, you need to get asses in the seats. And in my head, I'm like, they're starting Verlander on the home opener. That's going to put people in the seats.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And that was my retort. I'm like, dude, you have other guys that are going to be able to pitch on the home opener. I mean, what are we talking about here?
You and Silver don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you guys don't know baseball like I do. I've been watching baseball since Dave Stewart's no-hitter. That's where Derek was conceived. Did you hear that story, by the way?
I think I did hear them joking about it today.
Dude, oh my God. That was he said that and I clipped it and I said, Derek, you're gonna want to hear this one.
Yeah, because they were talking about Derek spending time with his mom over the week.
Yes, yeah, that's where he was, yeah.
And they were joking, and then Copes or Tim, one of them was like, and then Derek talked to her about the conceiving story.
Yeah, and then they started talking about about the Dave Stewart no-hitter. Oh my God, yeah, everybody in the YouTube chat. No, I'm pretty sure everybody in the YouTube chat knows what the hell's we're talking about. They're fans of dirty work as well. But really quickly, just going back to the pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think gets that number 5 spot? If it's between Hayden Birdsong, who would you give it to? Hayden Birdsong or Kyle Harrison?
I think I would give it to Kyle Harrison.
Yeah,
it gives you another lefty in the rotation, and I think he had a little bit more time in the majors last year than Hayden Birdsong. He's more used to the innings pitched. But it's not set in stone though. You could always bring up Birdsong during the season and just like last year, because everything I keep hearing is that the Giants have such good pitching depth, and I was like, wait a minute, I heard that same exact thing last year, and it ended up being Webb.
Probably from me. Yeah, probably from me.
It ended up being Webb and 4 other guys like that couldn't get out of the third. It was like, what are we watching? And so it could easily get to that again this year if Robbie Ray gets injured or Justin Verlander is old. He just
yeah. Dude, I remember last year I was trying to convince myself, and this was prior. This was prior to Blake Snell signing. I was like, they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of depth in here for this Giants team.
The Roop is on fire.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Landon Roop, that's another guy that I can't wait to see. Let's see what else. Rockin' New Era is giving me, has more tickets to give out. Hey, you never know. Yeah, it is out of date. We are not doing a ticket giveaway until opening day. We'll do more tickets.
Oh, who won? Did someone win?
Tacky won. Of all people, Tacky. And he's not even in here. He's not even in here anymore, damn it. No, he's in here. He actually he said have a great evening. He left 10 minutes ago. So he was in here for a good time.
What was the qualification? How did you decide a winner?
So I had a spinning wheel.
Ooh, okay.
Thanks for listening, Danny. Thanks for watching the podcast.
I can't watch them all.
Well, you were included as a subscriber, damn it.
Yeah.
And if you would have won, you wouldn't have known.
I didn't want to take the tickets away from someone.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Tacky is a part-time listener and still won. Yeah, he did. He did win, and we all got fleeced. We all got fleeced.
Do you have that wheel now?
Do I have it with me?
Yeah. Is it in the room?
No. it was on the computer. I had to screen share. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't just carry around a wheel with me, Danny. I'm like, well, what do you want? And then just spin it. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's Walter's wheel.
Walter's Wednesday wheel.
Walter's Wednesday wheel. What a tasty wheel.
Yeah, now I was gonna say now you're sounding like Mr. KMBR.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I'm Mr. KMBR. All right, Danny. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I think it was. I mean, damn, we talked for an hour, bro. It's good to talk with you, man. We haven't talked in a while. You've been leaving me on red, Danny. What's going on?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm hitting spring training in a couple weeks.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm waiting on a pass from Mike, and
Oh, you SOB. When are you going? Thanks for the invite. Jesus.
Hey, you got to work still.
Well, hey, I mean that's subjective. But dude, no, have a good time, and we'll definitely have you on when you're out there. We'll do a live hit from Scottsdale Stadium.
Ooh, but I'm gonna be out there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You don't do shows on those days.
Oh, look at you trying to get out of it. There's a way around it, Danny. There's a way around it.
We'll figure it out.
He's like, I'm not coming on. I'm gonna be too drunk. Don't kill my buzz, Walter.
We'll record it and play it on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do that. That would be a lot of fun. Well, dude, have fun. Let me know the dates. Let me know what games you're going to. That'll be a lot of fun, dude. You're going back to back years. That's fantastic.
I think I'm gonna make it a tradition. I did you say that you tried to do that before? You went a few years in a row.
We went a few years in a row. And it's a lot of fun. I really want to get back out there at some point. I was even looking at like some flights and how much a flight would be. And I think Papa was telling me about Airbnbs that are pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was thinking like March 7th weekend. It was
March 7th. Yeah, no, that would be a good weekend. I think they played the Dodgers that weekend, no?
I don't think so. The game I'm going to is against the Royals.
Okay, wrong blue team. Team. But yeah, no, dude, have a lot of fun. And real quickly on your way out, give me a scale of Captain America 4. How was it? Should I waste my money or should I wait for it to come out on Disney Plus? That's all I need to know.
I'd waste my money if I was you, but
waste my money. The little money that I have, Danny, just waste it.
Yeah, just waste it. You won't have to waste it again until May for the Thunderbolts. But
yeah.
No, I saw Huey's comment earlier when he said it was a very mid movie, and that's exactly what it was. It was. Were you a fan of Black Widow?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. No, I haven't seen it.
Maybe I'll say you should wait for Disney Plus to.
Okay, all right.
But because I was going to say like it's one step below Black Widow in my book.
Oh wow, okay. So it's that good.
Yeah. Do you like Red Hulk?
I don't know. I like Harrison Ford. Like 20 years ago. AJ Cruz is asking, it's on Disney Plus now, right now. No, I don't think so. Wasn't it just?
I think it has to wait till it's out of theaters.
Yeah, I think so.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier's on Disney Plus.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've seen that one also. That was okay. That was all right.
Now he's Captain Falcon, Walt.
Now he's Captain Falcon. All right. Oh, look at Rockin'. Rockin's making some Mexican rice and flautas, and Hannah has spoken. I'm going to say we wait for Disney Plus.
He does not like the ringing endorsement.
She's the boss. She's the boss. She has spoken. Well, I will not be watching that movie. Until it's out on Disney Plus.
You guys should go watch Heart Eyes.
Excuse me?
You should go watch Heart Eyes. I heard that's a very good. There was a good Valentine's Day movie a couple weeks ago.
Heart.
Yeah, Heart.
Eyes. Like heart.
Yeah,
Heart Eyes. I think you said Hard Eyes. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Danny. What are you talking about?
You're like, I'm not going to see that movie.
All right, Heart Eyes. You recommend it? Is it similar to all the other movies that you wanted me to go watch with you? The Killer Peter Pan and the Killer. What was the other movie?
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh. There's a murderous bear. Yeah.
There's a Killer Bambi coming out too in March. I'm gonna try to drag you to that one.
Killer Bambi. Oh dude, hell yeah. I'll bring Hannah along for that one. She'll love that.
If I have to, I'll buy your guys' tickets. But no, it's funny. Before we go, you caught me right in the middle of a Final Destination rewatch. I'm getting ready for the new movie to come out. I think it comes out this summer.
Final Destination? They're making another one?
Yeah, the final one this time.
Oh, the Final Destination.
Oh well, number 5 was actually called The Final Destination, but they lied. This one's called The Final Destination.
So this is it's really The Final Destination. That's what it's called. This time. Yeah. This is real this time.
I've been rewatching. I'm on number 3 right now, and I gotta say, I love all the opening scenes. It's because everybody's dying, so it's like this is great. And you're like I don't know which ones they're gonna save. Like, I mean, obviously if you see the cover of the movie, you have an idea, but like, it's fascinating. I enjoyed the movie.
Well, you know what? The Final Destination movies have really scarred me in my youth. In that I was scared of going on a plane for a while. Was scared of fire escapes,
Were you scared of
and
roller coasters?
I was scared of roller coasters. I was scared of going into an elevator. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but when we go in an elevator together, Danny, I try to run through there. I don't try to stand in that door longer than I have to, because you never know. Final Destination, bro. You get caught. You get chopped in half.
I don't know. You scare me sometimes getting in the elevator because you have your scooter with you. It's. I'm like,
Yeah, it's risky business. See now, like if I watch a new age Final Destination, they're gonna have somebody get killed on a scooter somehow. They like fall down a manhole.
I'm seeing Rock in New Year too. He said he wants to watch Monkey Man movie. I actually heard great things about that one too. The Monkey.
The Monkey?
Yeah, The Monkey. I want to go see that one.
Oh, dude, I saw that trailer and I had flashbacks to 2002 World Series. I was like, what the hell is going on? They made a movie about this damn thing? What are they doing? Friggin' rally monkey just killing people with a baseball bat, just blah, blah, blah. Also, Final Destination, you never want to drive behind a truck that's carrying logs. You always get out of the way. You always get out of the way.
Yeah.
Or you pull off completely. You just wait for them to go.
You're like, I'm going to sit this mile out. It's you could even exit the freeway. Just be like, yeah, I'm just going to hold off here for a while.
Oh man, what's Hannah talking about? You should tell him about that kid in the elevator. Which one? Which one? I'm trying. Oh my god, yeah, dude! I almost watched a Final Destination in real life. This kid, it was a weird elevator. So like it has a door that opens and it has like a plate glass window that opens also. Like it's a 2-door like authentication type thing with the elevator. It was at I forget what it's called. What the shopping center is called. I think Broadway Plaza in Walnut Creek. And this kid puts his hand where it's closing into behind where the buttons are.
Okay.
And me and Hannah are getting ready to get into the elevator, and this kid just starts screaming. And then I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know. like it was crazy. And then I was trying to tell like the mom was like panicking, the dad was just like standing there on his phone. Like I didn't know what the hell these people were doing. And then I was like, you guys have to go back in, like press the button, like pull the door and press the button, and then they weren't listening to me. And I was just like, oh man,
Yankee's arm.
Yeah. I was like, dude, do something. And then I kind of looked at Hannah. I was like, I was about to tell her, you want to go take the stairs? Like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, so the kid was screaming, and his name was oh man, what was his name? I forget what it was, but they were screaming his name. I think it was like Duke or something. It was something not common. Yeah. Maybe it was like, no, it wasn't Wesley. I forget what it was. Anyways, that was crazy. That gave me flashbacks for Final Destination 2. I didn't know that they were making another movie.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to the trailer.
All right.
Trailer, everything that you would want. It has like all the quirks where like, the cup falls over and then something else happens and then this happens and then
The first one was crazy though. Like you remember that lady, the teacher that the house blew up?
Yeah, that was the top kill for me in that one.
That one was like one of the scariest ones because I'm like, oh my god, that could happen. Like I could stab myself and then the chair could fall over and stab me more. Or like,
yeah, you're like, I know how clumsy I am.
Yeah, dude. There's a reason why I don't cook, people. There's a reason why I don't cook is because of Final Destination. The reason why I don't do a lot of things is because of Final Destination.
Oh, Pat Aids. It's an amputation sensation. Love it.
It's an amputation sensation. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, God. All right, so next time we talk to Danny, we're going to talk about some movie reviews, Final Destination, and we'll go see Killer Bambi. You know what? When I think about it, Killer Bambi, I think it'd be badass if they had a premise of John Wick. Like they kill Bambi's mom, and then Bambi just loses his shit.
And then the voice guy's like, the hunter has become the hunted, and it's just a growling.
The hunter is the hunted in Bambi.
Oh, and it's called Bambi Reckoning too. So that's
Bambi Reckoning. Oh my god, dude.
I think it does have something to do with the mom, but
Does it really?
I hope so. Otherwise,
I'm telling you, if it's a Bambi movie where it's kind of like John Wick, I think I might be down to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine just Bambi just like, it's time for payback, bitches? Like, you know, just, like that'd be crazy.
It happens, yeah, when he's a baby deer, and then he shows up again, and it says like 10 years later he has that full antlers and
and it's all like pierced, and he has like tattoos and shit. Badass Bambi. He has the mom tattoo on his arm.
Mom. Below the screen it says he's not a plant eater anymore.
He has a thirst for blood. I should be a voiceover guy.
Sunday.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna let you go. We talked for way too damn long, but always appreciate you, Danny. It's always a fun time to catch up with you, and I mean, I guess I'll see you soon, right?
I hope so. If
eventually, yeah,
ever hires me back, but
yeah, it's on them. So put it in their court, Danny.
I did everything I needed to do.
All right, dude. We'll hope to talk to you again soon, and we'll link up. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, man, we'll do it again. It was a fun day on a Dunn day on a Monday. Hell yeah, dude! Fun day, Dunn day, Monday.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you later. All right, that is Danny Dunn, and we're about done here. We are done with Danny Dunn, but we're done with the podcast. So everybody, thank you all for stopping by. We'll get into it again tomorrow. I don't believe that we have a guest lined up for tomorrow, but that could definitely change. We will be talking to, at some point this week, we'll be talking to Austin Scottsdale from the digital department of KMBR. He was out in Scottsdale last week. Put out a couple of good videos and had a couple of good videos courtesy of Austin Scott last week, and this one here with Bryce Eldridge, that was courtesy of that was an Austin Scottsdale production. So we'll talk to Austin Scott at some point this week. We'll also get the lowdown, the report from Scottsdale with Marcus Boucher, and there's a couple of other ones that are in the works that we might be able to do at some point later this week. But it's baseball. We're back. We're talking ball every single day. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6:00 sharp, for Passion for the Pastime. Another edition of Passion for the Pastime. Not winter meetings. The spring training season is upon us. It's a fun time, the time of optimism, and can't wait to see what we're going to be able to talk about tomorrow. But if you guys are still listening, if you are still in here, the game will be aired tomorrow on KMBR, courtesy of ya boy. It will be coming live and to you. I will be on the board during the game, and it'll be the Giants against the Athletics. The Sacramento Athletics, I guess is what we're calling them, but the Giants will be playing tomorrow. It will be aired on KMBR, and pregame starts at 11:50. The game, I believe, is at 12:05. So hopefully you guys are around for that, and you guys are able to take in some Giants baseball if you haven't been able to do so in the last couple of days. Today was a weird one. I mean, we saw the highlight from Tempe. That was not a Giants broadcast. That was the Angels broadcast. The Giants broadcast with Justin Verlander pitching and Jung-Hoo Lee hitting a home run was not broadcasted anywhere. So that was a weird one. One of the weird times of the year where not all the games are being broadcasted, or all of them are having play-by-play. But tomorrow we will have it on KMBR at 11:50. It'll be a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys there. So you guys have a good one. We'll be back here at 6:00 p.m. Passion for the Pastime. Again, Pine Needle, thank you for stopping by earlier, and I saw that you subscribed for the first time today, so really appreciate you, man, and hope to see you in here in later days as we get closer to the start of the regular season. Pat H, Otis, Lori, Rockin' New Era, Tacky, AJ Cruz, Mike Val, everybody in here that stopped by. I really appreciate you guys. As always, we'll be back at it again tomorrow, 6:00 on Passion for the Pastime. My name is Walter Calceta. You guys have a good one. Be safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.